I just can't slow down. The company has been on an absolute tear lately, pushing out the Osmo Pocket 4P, teasing fresh gimbals, and refreshing its drone lineup almost every other week. So it's no surprise that talk has already started about the next entry in its flagship action camera line, the DJI Osmo Action 7. The Osmo Action 6 only landed in November last year, but DJI's release rhythm has been so consistent that fans are already piecing together what comes next. And honestly, the early picture looks pretty exciting.
And today's video is sponsored by no one. If you want to book this spot, just mail us.
Before getting into release timing and pricing, let's talk about what's actually got people excited, because the rumored spec sheet is where things get interesting. Keep in mind, none of this is confirmed or leaked from official channels yet. It's all projection based on DJI's usual upgrade pattern, but it paints a pretty solid picture of where the Action 7 could land. Starting with the sensor, the Action 7 is expected to stick with the same 1/1.1 inch size that the Action 6 introduced, but with a faster readout speed. That might sound like a small detail, but it actually matters a lot for anyone shooting fast motion, since a quicker readout helps cut down on rolling shutter and keeps footage looking clean even during quick pans or shaky movement. Alongside that, low light performance is expected to take a real step forward too, with the camera handling noise and detail in dark conditions noticeably better than the Action 6 currently does. Video is where the rumors get the most exciting. The Action 6 currently maxes out at 4K resolution with up to 120 frames per second, plus 1080p slow motion up to 240 frames per second. The Action 7 is rumored to push well past that, with talk of 8K video at 60 frames per second becoming a reality, along with 4K slow motion at 240 frames per second. If that holds up, it would be a massive leap for anyone capturing fast-paced action like skiing, biking, or motorsports, since you'd get both higher resolution and smoother slow motion in one camera. Dynamic range is getting a bump as well. The Action 6 already handles a respectable 13.5 stops, but the Action 7 is rumored to reach around 15 stops. For anyone who color grades their footage, that extra range means more flexibility when pulling detail out of shadows and highlights, which usually translates into footage that looks more cinematic straight out of the camera. Stabilization is another area DJI is expected to lean into hard. RockSteady 3.0 has carried the Action 6, but the Action 7 is rumored to bring RockSteady 4.0, with AI-powered subject tracking built right in, actively recognizing a subject and keeping them framed as they move. That would be a big deal for solo creators filming themselves while biking, skating, or doing pretty much anything active. Lastly, color and AI features are expected to get a meaningful upgrade too. DJI is rumored to be expanding its AI color grading tools with more cinematic presets baked directly into the camera, alongside AI-driven low-light optimization that adjusts settings on the fly. Together, these would make it a lot easier to get footage that looks polished without needing to spend hours in post-production. Based on how DJI has handled this series in the past, the Osmo Action 7 is shaping up for a late 2026 launch, with October or November looking like the sweet spot. DJI tends to save its Action series reveals for the back half of the year, usually rolling out teaser campaigns a few weeks before the big announcement to build hype. The Action 6 actually got pushed back to November because of supply chain trouble, but outside of that hiccup, DJI has stuck to a pretty reliable yearly cadence for this lineup. Timing against the competition is going to play a big role here too. GoPro is expected to bring out its Hero 14 Black around September, while Insta360 is rumored to be dropping the Ace Pro 3 sometime in the middle of the year. DJI has a habit of letting its rivals make the first move and then swooping in right after with something that one-ups them, all while landing close enough to the holiday shopping season to grab maximum attention. So don't be shocked if the Action 7 shows up right on the heels of both of those releases. Nobody wants to see prices creep up, but that's pretty much always how it goes with new camera releases, and the Action 7 probably won't break that pattern. Expect the standard combo to land somewhere between $349 and $429, which lines up closely with what the Action 6 launched at. If you're after the full adventure combo with extra batteries, mounts, and a carrying case, that's likely going to sit in the $479 to $579 range. DJI has always been smart about keeping its action cameras accessible, even while adding new tech. So a small bump, rather than a dramatic price jump, feels like the safer bet here.
The sensor is where things get interesting. The Action 6 already impressed people with its 1/1.1-inch chip, which was a noticeable step up in size from earlier models. The Action 7 is expected to keep that same sensor size, but refine it with a faster readout speed, which should translate into better rolling shutter performance and sharper handling of fast motion. Low light is another area getting attention, with DJI reportedly working on improvements that would make night shooting cleaner and less noisy than what the Action 6 currently offers. The variable aperture system that debuted on the Action 6 is also expected to carry over, giving creators more control over depth of field and exposure without needing to swap filters constantly. This is probably the most talked about part of the rumor mill. The Action 6 tops out at 4K resolution with up to 120 frames per second, along with 1080p slow motion up to 240 frames per second. The Action 7 is rumored to push things much further, with whispers of 8K video at 60 frames per second becoming a real possibility. On top of that, 4K slow motion at 240 frames per second is also being floated, which would be a massive jump for anyone who likes to capture buttery smooth footage of fast action like skiing, biking, or motorsports. Dynamic range is expected to improve as well, with talk of reaching around 15 stops compared to the Action 6's already solid 13.5 stops. That kind of range would give creators a lot more flexibility when it comes to color grading and recovering detail from shadows and highlights. This is a question worth addressing because it's been a real talking point lately. DJI remains on the FCC's covered list, which has mostly affected its drone lineup so far. Action cameras haven't been directly targeted, but there's a chance that non-drone products could still face some extra scrutiny or slower approval processes in the US going forward. Outside of America, though, things look much more straightforward, with a global rollout and pre-orders expected to open up shortly after the official announcement event, just like with previous models in this lineup. Don't expect a dramatic redesign here. DJI tends to stick with a winning formula for a couple of generations before shaking things up, and the Action 6 already brought a refreshed body with dual touchscreens and a more rugged shell. The Action 7 is likely to carry that same general shape forward, with waterproofing depth staying in the same ballpark, somewhere around 20 meters without a case and much deeper with one. Mounting compatibility should stay unchanged too, meaning all your existing GoPro-style mounts and accessories should still work without needing to buy anything new. Small tweaks to button placement or grip texture wouldn't be surprising, but a full overhaul seems unlikely this time around.